Well, good afternoon folks, and welcome to another scenery review in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Today we're at Nuernburg International Airport in Bavaria in West Germany, or Germany as it is now. It's Albrecht Dürer International, Echo Delta Delta November. Scenery is by Aerosoft. It's actually a collaboration by 3 developers who have created this scenery for Aerosoft. Captain 7, 29 Palms, and a developer called LimeSim that I've not heard of. The download is 65 megs and it installs at just under 1 gigabyte. It's available from SimMarket or the Aerosoft shop, and the price is the same depending on whichever one you go to. Prices, it's priced at €20.12, which equates to roughly $22.30 or £16.98 UK. Those prices are inclusive of VAT or tax, depending of course on the country where you make the purchase. To say, available from SimMarket or the Aerosoft shop, same price, and you install it via the Airsoft One Manager utility. Quite an impressive scenery. The real amazing thing or interesting thing about this scenery is the animations, and we'll have a look at that as we go. But there are a lot of animations. Quite a bit of work's been done inside the passenger terminal, and the ramp and the vehicles, the animations are fantastic. Probably the one thing that does get my goat a little bit is the constant wailing of the sirens from the fire service vehicle, which you can hear even right down the far end of the airport. But that's the only little irritant that I've found. But no, anyway, it's an amazing product, and I think a worthwhile addition to your hangar for medium to short range flight journeys. If you like going into Germany, this is it. So as ever, let's start with a bit of history. Nuernburg, Albrecht Dürer International Airport. It's Bavaria's second busiest airport after Munich, and it's actually the 10th busiest in Germany. Located 3.1 miles or 5 kilometers from the city centre, Nuernburg handles internal flights all over Germany and European flights to the UK, the Mediterranean, Canary Islands and Egypt. The first airfield in the area was built in 1915 by the Bavarian Army in the neighbouring town of Fürth as a military airbase. This old Alzenhof airport remained in civilian use throughout the Weimar Republic until the new Nazi government opened the new Marienburg airport in Nuremberg. Largely destroyed in the war, the site of the former Marienburg airport today is a public park. The former Alzenhof airfield was taken over by the US Army after the war and is today used as a golf course. Obviously, being left without a proper usable civilian airport, the need to build an airport equipped for the demands of rapidly growing aviation sector became pressing, and the young Federal Republic of Germany engaged in the first airport building project of its existence. Nuremberg International was the first airport constructed in Germany after World War II. It was inaugurated in April 1955. In 1960, the number of passengers at Nuremberg Airport reached 100,000 for the first time. In 1961, the runway was extended to 7,500 feet, or 2,300 meters, and in 1968, the runway was extended to its present length of 8,900 feet, or 2,700 meters, allowing Boeing 747s to use it. And consequently, on the 12th of July 1970, a Boeing 747 landed at the airport for the first time and attracted over 20,000 visitors. The apron was enlarged in 1977, and in 1981 a new passenger terminal with an observation deck and a restaurant replaced the previous building. December 1986, 1 million passenger mark was passed for the first time. The new control tower commenced operations in 1999, and the metro station was also opened. In 2002, the Departure Hall 2 was extended, and a year later, the cargo centre, with 70,000 square feet, or 6.5 thousand square metres, was inaugurated after construction that took over a year and a half to complete. In December 2014, the airport was named after the German Renaissance painter and sculptor Albrecht Dürer, who was born in Nuremberg. and later the subway station was adorned with reproductions of his work. Runways. Nuernburg operates a single runway, 2810, which is 8,958 feet long, or 2,700 meters in length, and is made of an asphalt-concrete mix. At both ends of the runway feature precision approach path indicators, just one on the left side as you can see there, and runway end identifier lights, which you can see here. Both runways are also ILS equipped, with runway 28 being certified to Cat 3B for low visibility landings. And as you can see, runway 28, which is the one we're looking down at the moment, also features airfield lighting system with sequence flashing lights, or ALSF version 2, and also has a localizer wire prop approach option as well. So here we are looking down the throat of runway 10, and unfortunately they've equipped this runway with the same ALSF2 version approach lights, when the chart actually says it's equipped with high intensity airfield lighting system, the standard version 1, which you should see that doesn't have the strobes. So that's the only issue I can find here. Precision approach path indicators, again one on the left side of the runway as per charts, and the runway end identifier lights are there. But the approach to runway 10 should be standard high intensity airfield lighting system without the strobes, so that's the only sort of mistake there. However, no complaints. It's going to help you to land, and in terms of flight simulator scenery, it's more than the real airport has, so I've got no complaints as a virtual pilot. So I just want to start with a slow pan across the airport from west to east, just so you can look at the terrain and the local buildings and just the situation that this airport sits in. It's really, really nice, coupled with the animations, vehicles and bits and pieces going on. The location and what's in it is just very, very nice indeed. Terrain, they've done a lot of work here on the terrain, taxiways, runways and bits and pieces here, the ramp, just to make it look really good. There's the tower, and here you can see we're going across the ramp. You've got animated vehicles. Just looks really, really nice. Just wanted to do this to give you an idea of the expanse of the airport. Ramp markings, signage is also really excellent. Buses, and you can see they follow the actual path of the road, which is a really good thing. And we just want to go right out here towards the end of threshold of runway 28, past it actually, to the fire ground. They've even got animations out here. There's actually a vehicle that goes up this road on the right hand side there, and here you can see the fire truck mucking around on the fire training ground. All very nice. That's very impressive. And as you can see, we still have vehicles right out here at the far end of no man's land of the airport here. Your marshalling vehicle down there, and another vehicle out here by the ILS area. Just ambience wise, it looks amazing. It looks really good. It's the typical Airsoft job, although as I said, it's a collaboration between 3 different designers who developed this for Airsoft. Here's the vehicle that makes its journey all the way out here, and there's another one there as you can see. So that's now time for have a close look at the airside ramp area, look at some of the vehicle animations and generally the detail that's there. So as you can see, the ramp looks great, lots of vehicle clutter. There's your moving fire truck, ambulance or whatever it might be. Quiet at the moment, but you normally do hear the near near sound, which does tend to grate a bit. It's another one over there. In fact, there you go, you can hear it now. So let's test the jetway. As you can see, jetway works and it's near perfect. Just a little shot there showing you the lower part of the ramp. As you can see, the building and the glass work, signage, everything looks great. And if you're looking through the windows there, you can see animated passengers. We'll go in there in a minute. But the vehicles, the weathering on the building structure, the signage and the road signage, and you've even got the flashing lights working on top of the coaches, who seem to have virtual passengers in there too. And there you can see inside the virtual baggage hall. And in fact, there it is, baggage conveyor belt, which isn't running, but there you go, they've done it. As you can see, looking down the Airside road, there goes a bus. We've got the vehicle here, Polizei, which is German for police. And you've got other vehicles, animations, and people, animated people here, look. And all the adverts on the side. Very, very good. Let's get a close look at the bus there. Really impressive. And here comes a fire truck. Lots of animated vehicles, are all unique and specific to this airport, which is really impressive. So a quick look inside. As you can see, animated people, some of them repeated. This lady here is over here as well, which is okay, it's fine. Couple that seem to be maybe having a little bit of an argument here, but you can see the inside of the building's been done very, very nicely. And they're looking in the other direction. Again, you can see outside the windows, and you've got this glazed effect where you get two bits of glass together. It's a really nice effect, a nice job, and plenty of people animations. And as you can see, even when you get up close, the gate signage is really still really crisp. Come back a little bit and it's dead sharp. Same can't be said for these signs, but no problem, you can't have it all. Okay, newsagent and a shop there, and no interior design in the shop. But again, you've got this long departure hall, which has got plenty of people doing bits and pieces here. Carpet looks good, and you can still hear the vehicles passing by outside. It really gives an atmosphere to this airport. And here you can see we've got a check-in desk complete with a computer and screen, which actually leads into a jetway. There's the open jetway. Here we are, just a little bit further down the jetway. You can see the stairs to the ramp have been modelled on the left there, and that, I believe, is a baggage drop that goes down towards the jetway for people who have baggage taken off them at the gate. Again, wherever you look, it looks pretty realistic. They've done a lovely job. So we know the jetways work, they look good, but there's no internal modelling in the jetway. But as you can see, the airside ramp looks great. Taxiway lines, ground signage is all crisp and clear, just as it should be. The airside terminal looks fantastic, lots of bits going on. Very, very nice. So let's go over towards the control tower and have a look over there. There's a slightest bit of juddering here, but nothing really to write home about. So executive jet service there. Some nice aircraft models too. Very nice. You've even got an engineer there working on that engine on the jet there in the middle. And again, you have vehicles driving past on the landside fence. So as we head towards the control tower, you can see more executive jets there. The buildings look really good, nicely weathered. Control tower radar on top there works. Let's go inside and see if there's anything inside. Glass is clear, which is a good sign. And there you go, two controllers, screens, computers, very nice. And again, nice views outside through the glass. Not bad at all. So the control tower's nice. Bit basic, but it's modelled interior, which is a good thing. So again, looking down on the map here, you can see lots of animations, people walking about here, which aren't in place at every other airport. These are things that have been added here, and they look really good. It's one of the things I like about this product, and it's one of the little highlights of it. And there you can see some more. Okay, we've got a default one here, but these have been added. And there's an engineer out there too. Wherever you look, it's really, really nice. So just take a little tour towards this area here. Some nice little aeroplanes, again, one or two people walking about. Couple of people chatting there by that executive jet. There's another animation. Really good fence line, very crisp. And now we're going out towards the threshold of runway 10. And you can see the ground terrain looks really, really nice. Okay, runway 10 threshold down here to the lower right where you can see, and then here you've got all these buildings. Looks like a fuel farm, or maybe the oil or something there. Does look really nice. The whole airport sits in a nice part of the country, and it's lovely modelled. And again, you've got another animated vehicle way out here on the outskirts of the airport. Okay, so we're now landside of the terminal area. Let's have a look here. Once again, another animated person, and you can still hear that siren going. Again, wherever you look, it looks good. It's been nicely done. You can see in through the windows into the terminal where the passengers are, and you've got your boarding entrances here. Buses come up at the side of the terminal there and take passengers out in the coaches to those aircraft that are not parked on jetways. So let's just do a slow pan landside and have a look and see what it's looked like. There's your multi-story car park. And here you've got vehicles and coaches pulling up there. It all looks pretty real. And again, you've got the odd animated person there. Nice to have some cars parked landside of the terminal. So many sceneries don't have them. Some people sitting there at an outdoor restaurant. And just looking at the entrance to departures there. Again, really nice crisp signs in English and in German. And as you can see, the whole landside area's got a certain ambience about it. Got the odd people walking around, some people sitting there, vehicles parked. Very, very nice. And continuing our run down here, there's the coach driver ambling about waiting for his passengers. Extensive use of advertising on the buildings. And there's our friend here, Albrecht Dürer himself, a German painter and sculptor. And here you've got police security barriers there going into Airside. Very nicely done. And again, the animations look great. Signage looks good. There's your multi-storey car park, got some cars at every level, which is great. The only thing I did notice here, if you look at these trees, they're a bit flat. They're not the default trees that come with Msfs. These have been added, and as you can see, they're a bit sort of wispy, but it's the only really nitpick I can see. Everything else looks great. So there you can see the car park. Here's the buses coming along. As you can see, they've modelled buses, various different types of buses. Really good animations. And there you've got the two multi-storey car parks, one behind the other, vehicles on the roof, and there are also vehicles inside as well. So again, another look towards the airport from Landside, a little bit further on. In the foreground here you can see the two multi-storey car parks, two of them, and some more work being done on these ones here. Various signage, bits and pieces. There's the roundabout. Again, lots of vehicle animations, all following the right way. It looks really good. It's such a nice change to see these animated properly and correctly. Okay, the road could do with being a bit higher resolution, like some of the airside roads are, but really no complaints at all. Now I'm pretty sure these are greenhouses, although they could be solar panels down there somewhere. Let's get a closer look. And there you go, they are indeed greenhouses. So there's farming going on here landside of the airport, which is cool. So there's another view of our greenhouses and buildings on the end. I'm not sure if this is an Airsoft edition or whether it's part of the German scenery from one of the world updates, but whatever it is, it's a nice touch, and again it goes really well with the whole location of the airport. As you can see, you've even got animated vehicles on the roof here. Just a little tour this way, going across the roads here. Bit of a problem here, but that's a Sobo default, I think, really. Cargo centre here, look. Again, nicely modelled from Landside and from Airside. And a little tour coming across to the Airside area. You can see that this airport is very, very nicely done. Okay, time to have a look at it at dusk and see what the lighting's like. Okay, 20 to 8 in the evening local time. As you can see, the sun is just about to dip below the horizon there. Some nice mood lighting, and all looks quite nice from up here. Very pleasant, beautiful skyline. Let's have a look close up now down at the terminal itself. So as you can see, looks quite nice. Vehicles have got headlights on them, those that move. Still got your people moving around. Nuernburg airport sign there, and lighting within the terminal, although it doesn't look particularly huge. We'll go in a minute and have a look, because it could be the glass. And there you go, a set of stairs that I haven't seen before. So here out on the ramp you can see the lighting looks perfectly acceptable. Even the interior of the jetways are nicely lit. And here are the main light stanchions, and they are lighting up the correct area on the ground. Plenty of vehicles moving about, and they all have lights on themselves, which is good. And looking in the other direction, very, very nice. So let's have a look inside the terminal and see how bright it is inside. Right, that looks pretty good. Inside the terminal is a lot brighter, so it is a glass effect. As you can see, plenty of light inside the terminal, lighting up the right areas, and you still have this really nice effect where the glass sort of dims the outside. Here you can see the blue sky just fading at the top, and here you can see the sunset that is further diminished by this fading in the glass. Very, very nicely done. And again in the other direction, here we are having a look. We've still got our couple arguing away there. And again, just another view inside, looking out. As you can see, the animations are lovely. Passenger animations are great. Okay, one or two repetitions, but that's to be expected. But it does look good. Signage is excellent here. Inside the terminal is very, very acceptable. It's really nice. Okay, just a look down the Airside road there, just so you can see what the lighting's like. Again, vehicles are lit up. The lighting's really nice. This is very subtle, and the detail is exceptional. Here, for example, inside the misted glass, the stairwell that goes up from the jetway down to the ramp, which engineers or dispatchers would use. Very nice. Nicely done. So it's a close-up look at two people having a good old chinwag, and again we're looking at that vehicle behind there. See how detailed it is. You can even read the registration number. It's really impressive. So we've got some hangar doors open down there to the left. One of my helicopters is parked inside, and again some subtle lighting going on here. What I want to do is just traverse across here. The signage, the building signs are lit, as you can see there. I don't want to go into the control tower and just see what the lighting's like in there, but this is a good excuse to just pan across the landside area there. There's a marshalling vehicle with the lights on. Little baggage dolly. So radar dome on the top there with the light on it. Should be red, should be green and white, not just white, but there we go, no probs. Now that's nice, inside the terminal. Okay, the figures, it's a real pity the figures are just flatboard figures. They might as well not be there really. But you've got inside here, you've got a little bit of lighting that now lights up this area that was dark before during the daytime. So you can see these screens have become a lot sharper. And there, if we look from the rear, that looks a lot more realistic. I'm just looking out from the tower there, nice vantage point looking across the airport. As you can see, very nice subtle lighting. Vehicles moving about. Pretty much most of the vehicles that move have lights on, which is good because it attracts you to see that they're actually moving. And it's completely in keeping with the ambience of this airport. And they're looking out the other direction. Really, really nice. Once again, another vehicle there going out to the car park, or two vehicles there, look. And they're following the correct parts of the road. They're not all over the place. And they're lighted, front and rear lights. Exceptional. Okay, as you can see here, just one more look at the ramp at dusk before we go into night time. Lighting looks good. So you can still see the ramp signage. And here you can see various signs which are also lit, just as they should be. Okay, so let's turn the lighting right down to night time now and see how it looks. Okay, 10:15 in the evening now, and as you can see, the lighting has come up a little bit more. And again, it's really subtle. It's not overdone, which I'm really impressed with. You can see a little bit of subtle colour change here in the way the lighting is. Again, lots of moving vehicles. Every one of them have lights. And again, they're all tracking the road correctly. Right hand side, the drive on the right in Germany. And again, the two buses are going past each other and not crashing into each other. Another vehicle out there, again, which you can see because it's lit. And the atmosphere here is really lovely. This airport's excellent in the way that it does this. There you can see the blue glow from that fire service ambulance going down there, just disappearing to the right. And you can still hear the siren. I think that's the only thing that's going to bug me a bit, is just keep hearing that siren all the time. Although possibly I wouldn't hear it over the noise of the aircraft engine when we taxi in. So looking out towards the runway there, okay, runway's nicely lit, and you can see you've got blue airfield edge lights here. And let's go a bit closer. There you go. I wanted to go a bit closer to see exactly what we had. So we've got our yellow signs here sitting in concrete plinths, all nicely lit with the afterglow on the grass. Same as two of the cat signs. You've got your blue airfield edge lights, so you know exactly where the pathway is or the taxiway is. And we have green centerline lights. They're not terribly bright, but they'll be enough for you to see under the nose gear light. And again, you'll be able to see these markings under the nose gear light. Let's just hover out towards the runway. And there you can see the wigwags, so you know exactly where the runway is whenever you're going out towards it. And again, crisp, clear signage is what I like over here. We're up pretty close and it's still really clear. And they're looking down the runway. You can see the centerline lights. And in the other direction. Very, very nice. So there's the airport in all its glory from a very high level at 20 past 10 at night. With the city and everything going on behind. It looks very, very nice. Let's whack up to the very early morning, possibly just after sunrise. Let's have a look, see what it looks like. Okay, it's dawn, 10 past 7 in the morning. As you can see, most of the lighting's gone out with the exception of the runway edge lights there, but it looks really pleasant in the early morning sunrise. Still see vehicles moving down here. Very pleasant. And there you go, just after 8 o'clock in the morning local time, the same view. Just really does look the business. Right, let's wrap up this review. What do I like about it? Do I like it? Yes, I love it. It's a German airport, so it's an hour 45-minute flight away from the UK, eminently within reach. Has so much going for it. Probably the best thing about this airport is the animations. They're excellent. The vehicles track down the roads correctly, they drive on the correct side of the road, they don't hit each other or go through each other or go through buildings, and in the darkness hours every moving vehicle seems to be lit with front and tail lights, which is excellent. The airside areas during dusk and night hours look great, they're very, very nicely lit. It's refreshing to see the inside of the terminal done with so many animated passengers and people. It all works. It actually works really well. But from a pilot's point of view, everything you need is here, just like many of the airports I've reviewed, and so much more. Okay, one of the runways doesn't have exactly what it says on the charts, but you have everything you need to do an instrument landing here, visual landing, and you can also do a Cat 3B landing onto one of the runways because it's equipped with that. There's plenty of clutter, much of it animated. Building quality is really good, nicely weathered as well on some of the buildings, and really refreshing to see some of the animations and some of the attention to detail is carried on away from the airport itself. Out here, right out here, and on the other direction where the fire training ground is, you've got a vehicle, an airport fire truck going on mucking about over there by the training ground, and you've got vehicles driving out there. So it's a real joy to see that so much has been done to this airport. And the crazy thing is, it's only a 65 meg download and it only unloads into 1 gig. I've seen airports of 1.4, 1.6, 2 gigs that don't seem to have as much in the detail as this. So these three developers have really got together and optimized this very, very nicely. I must do a flight in here to see how it looks on frame rate, but as you can see from the drone camera, the movement's not bad at all. I've got everything pretty much switched on to ultra and it looks good. Okay, so I don't have any weather, but that's been done so that you get to see everything. But yeah, certainly worth a flight in here and we'll see how it goes. So yes, I like it very much. One other thing to mention, I bought this, it wasn't given to me to review. I paid for it and I will be flying in and here and out of here at some point. So there you go, Nuernburg International Airport, Albrecht Dürer International, Bavaria's second busiest airport. It's created by Aerosoft. It's actually developed by 3 developers, Captain 7, 29 Palms, 29 Palms is well known, and Lime Sim, a developer I've not heard together, all got together to produce this for Aerosoft. 65 meg download, installs at just under a gig, and it's €20.12, which equates to around $22.30 or £16.98. Prices including VAT or tax, depending on your country of purchase. Available from SimMarket or the Airsoft shop, same price at either, but you will need the Airsoft One Manager utility to download and install this product. So thanks for joining me. This is Lee, your virtual airline pilot, wrapping up another review of another marvellous airport, this time well within reach in West Germany. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've learned something. And this is a definite purchase if you're into this sort of thing. Lots to explore and great to fly into. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now, have a great weekend.